I have always been intrigued in learning how to lead and follow, because a lot of the time when you arrive to traditional classes, they don't allow you to choose.
I always wanted to lead as well, but I was never allowed.
Where I grew up, which is in Poland, it wasn't an option to be a follower if you're a male, or be a leader if you're a female. So I was kind of always doing following for many years.
Like that, I would really want to just switch the roles and become in charge, becoming the creator of the choreography. And I couldn't really do it because most people I would say, they don't know how to dance both roles. So even if I tried, they wouldn't know how to follow me.
There needs to be that mindset shift, and we should promote it more and more in social, so people can see that this is becoming a norm, that this should absolutely be accepted.
Latin dances such as salsa and bachata were born as a blend of cultures and rhythms from the United States and the Caribbean. Over the years, they have evolved in a lot of variations, including New York style, LA salsa, Cuban style, salsa rueda, salsa caleña, and much more, as well as for bachata, fusion, electro, Dominican, cabaret, and more. However, what they all have in common is a history of reinforcing gender norms, one power dynamics, and sexist stereotypes, besides excluding same-sex and gender non-conforming couples. Both dance styles are traditionally danced between two people, a man and a woman. The man is the leader, he's expected to be masculine and strong, and the woman is the follower, that is expected to be passive and hyper-feminine. This distinction has remained the same for decades. However, in recent years there has been a revolution in the dance scene to better reflect modern ideas of gender and inclusivity. Sandy, a software engineer based in London, founded Sonora Dance, a space that aims to break the traditional expectations in Latin dances.
Hello, I'm Sandy. Last year I founded Sonora Dance.
So at the moment we are actually dancing queer salsa and queer bachata.
I think I need to tell you why I started it, what it comes from. I think I have to take you back to my roots. So I pretty much was born in Ecuador and I stayed there for 11 years. Latin America is different in many ways. So my childhood is all about countryside, collecting mangoes. Then I moved to Spain in 2002. I don't remember how it feels like being in your home country with your people. So it's always been like the outcast person. So I didn't really grow up very close to my Latin roots and not having too much relationship with Latin people when I was 19. And that was the first time in years that I actually came into contact with multiple backgrounds. Even though in Spain is a very multicultural place, but my closest friends' relationships were all very Spanish. And I started to get that curiosity about the experiences and this part of me that I never explored. And then also, I came out as a queer woman. Actually, when I was maybe 20, met my first partner, and that was my first encounter with the queer community through her. And then later on, we broke up. And I was like, wow, I need friends. You know, the few friends that I started to meet was through her. So as soon as she was up here, I just didn't know anyone. So I was like very determined. Like, yeah, I basically met my current best friends. That was my encounter with queerness and trying to find like my people and grow within the community. With that group, we started to go into queer tango, and then soon after, I moved to London. So I kept that in the back of my head, like wanting to dance. Queer tango was amazing, like, very powerful. I really enjoy it. And then I tried to go to some queer or straight salsa classes. And it's just, yeah, it's not the same. It's like that interaction with male individuals, it was just so uncomfortable, the way they managed you. You literally feel like an object. It's like 100% inappropriate.
I had tried a lot of different courses all around the city, and honestly, I didn't really have a nice experience. I have been harassed a lot of the times on the dance floor, especially in socials, not that much in classes, but like in the after part. And the point is that if I'm going to the class, obviously it's because I want to learn how to dance and do it outside of the class as well. But if I go to those socials or those after parties, whatever, and I don't feel safe, then I don't really want to go anymore. And that's basically the reason that made me leave dancing on the side.
I do have like some trauma memories about like, okay, this is just way too much. So experiencing queer tango was just completely different. It's just respectful people. We were all there just to do one thing and one thing only. That's how it should be. You treat everyone with respect. We're experiencing that in queer salsa. You know, you can see how people is just nicely behaving and nobody is having that need of going beyond your space. It's like we understand that individuals are different, therefore just respect and celebrate that. I don't know, it's just, I'm gonna cry again. This really upsets me. Upsets me so much. Like, when I was younger, I thought, and as soon as I just became an adult, respect would be there by default. But it just wasn't. What I definitely know is I can actually contribute to do some good, to have some spaces. So London doesn't have everything, but it's a really good place actually to start things because people are very willing to try things. I wanted to dance, I wanted to continue because I always wanted to like discover my Latino roots and how much I really enjoy coming back to myself and just get again that community. And there was like, I'm gonna pursue my hobby. I want it to be a hobby that lasts forever. I think there's not enough spaces. I couldn't find one. Yeah, that's a bit how, it started from the need of being surrounded by my people that I feel comfortable with, people that I just can grow. I hate when I have to, come in a room and present myself, present my sexuality as a background so they understand me. Wanted to fit in something, in one single thing, because that's what we've been trained to understand better. You're like this or that. You cannot be multiple things at the same time. It's just like, we are all multiple things at the same time. We are so unique. We all have such a different backgrounds. So that's one of my things. I want everybody that wants to do both roles to do both roles, no questions.
I've been to so many classes where as soon as I arrive, they split the room in two. On one side, the gentlemen, and the other one, the ladies. And you can't really switch. Many times I've asked if I could join, the gentleman, just because I wanted to try something different. I wanted to learn how to lead as well. And I was told no, because this is a traditional class, we don't do this.
There is that thinking that the men should lead to do specific moves all the time and not give them even space for self-expression. And I think there should be much more space for women to also be the sender and the creator of the dance. So always there should be this balance.
In here we are like all learning both roles at the same time. We swap during the class. The learning might be slightly slower, but at the end you have that freedom of doing whatever you want when you're in a party. It's like, one of the things that I don't like is to sit until someone that knows to lead just offers me a dance. It's like, no, I want to be the one actually flexible, choosing someone to dance or in the middle of the dance just swap roles.
My husband loves being a follower in dancing, so he often promotes that non-conventional division of roles within salsa community. And the more people we have like this, the better. And also the more female leaders we have in the salsa community, the better. So I would advise every female leader to go to socials and change what we have so far in the general salsa community.
Although even before I was intrigued by learning how to lead, It was just after I started doing it that I realized how much I enjoy it. I like to know that I'm in charge, that I'm creating something, the choreography, that I get to listen to the song, listen to the beats of the music, to the tempo, and based on that I can do whatever I want.
My husband, he's also a salsa teacher, and he was the one that actually told me so much about being sensitive about the terminology we use in salsa and not using men and ladies for describing the roles in dancing. And it made a big difference in my approach. Since then, we also do a lot of role swapping, and we've changed our teaching system. So we always use terms as leaders and followers and receivers and senders. Yeah, so we, as much as we can, try to have both roles equal, and anyone can be a leader, anyone can be a follower. The main challenge, I think, to this is that everyone would have their preferred role. And being sometimes leading involves lots of thinking, and you do have to control the couple, and you have to be decisive about the moves, and you have to really listen to the music to decide where is the one in music. And also, as a follower, it's tricky to be completely vulnerable and very receptive to every single move. So that can also be difficult to let go and just go with the leader.
I really enjoy when we swap roles in between classes. I think it's really fun. Usually there's a bit of confusion straight after because I'm still learning. I'm still a beginner. So it takes me a little bit to think, hold on, how do I do this? But it's really fun. And I think that's what dancing should be about, like enjoying it and sharing it with other people. And that's what I always wanted my dancing experience to be, to simply go to a class, enjoy it, and not have to worry about, I don't want to give the wrong impression to the other person. I don't want that person to think that just because I'm doing this, they're entitled to do something else.
I think when I can see the smiles on their faces, that's the biggest fulfillment, that's the biggest joy for me, when I can see that they are enjoying what they're doing, even if these are basic steps, but they're enjoying and they're feeling part of this nice and welcoming environment and joyful, where everyone is forgetting the trouble of the day, but also when they are able to do things that they haven't thought they would be able to do. So seeing their progression from class 1 to class 8 and seeing that they would never be able to do it. They never were able to think that they would be able to do it.
Sandra made me realize that I do actually enjoy dancing salsa. It was something that I had left on the side for so long, and I'm really glad that they brought back that spark and that passion, and they allowed me to connect with so many lovely people that also share the same passion.
You know, it started because I wanted a space in a certain way, and turns out it was very needed. It was a way that a lot of people actually is happy with, and I have received feedback about how that has changed their life. That is such a powerful thing. I was like, oh my god, this is not about me at all anymore. It's just about how beneficial some things that you might create, make. It's just gonna change people's lives, and there's a lot of power there.